I know this title is a little dramatic. However, Anora is a visually stunning and fun movie. But does it deserve to be called the movie of the year? While I enjoyed it, watched it twice in fact, it left me feeling more like I'd seen a great party movie than an Oscar contender. If you've been on the internet these past few months, you've probably seen Anora all over your For You page. I honestly don't have anything against this movie, really. But there were things I left the theatre still wondering, or even information that I understood only after watching interviews and/or reviews. Anora is a movie about Anora, a sex worker from New York who lives the Cinderella experience with Vanya, the son of a Russian billionaire. When they impulsively decide to marry each other, Ivan's parents come to America to annul the marriage, which ultimately happens. Last thing before starting the video. While researching for this video, I found a comment that completely reframed how I saw the movie. It said, she was allowing herself to believe maybe she could get a good life after all, get out of her circumstances. I don't think she loved him, but she did like him, and when he made it clear she was disposable all along, it still hurt. I think what hurts her too is that she didn't think she was the kind of girl who would believe in daydreams and fool herself. So that would be humiliating too, like a slap from reality. Maybe it's just me, but maybe you watching this understood that on the first watch. However, I think a lot of people who didn't like the movie also didn't understand this point. And if the filmmakers wanted to make sure we got that emotional depth, they could have made it much more obvious. Anora. What do we actually know about Anora? Not much. Mickey Madison is incredible and does an amazing job making us care for her at first sight. But beyond that, we don't get much information about why we, as an audience, should care for her, or even better, how we can relate to her. We barely get any backstory. At the beginning of the movie, we see her living with someone else, but throughout the whole movie, I had no idea who that was. Was it her sister, her mum? This could have been fixed with a simple conversation between them. It doesn't need to take much, just a little storyline for Anora apart from Ivan. Also, I personally had no idea what she thought of Ivan or when the barrier between client and lover was crossed. I mean, they get married, but throughout the whole trip she gets paid. It felt more like she saw it as an opportunity rather than an actual relationship. It may just be me overthinking, but at the beginning, when she talks to clients, she uses this high-pitched voice and is always kind of smiling, basically doing her job.
Hi, I'm Annie. No? You waiting for someone else?
But when she's at home or with her friend, she becomes more direct, more herself and less presentable.
I was with him, and he was very rude and dismissive.
You're killing me. Let's go, come on.
No, I'm eating my food. Do you see milk in the fridge?
No.
Then I didn't pick up the fucking milk.
That difference never appears with Ivan. She stays in that presentation mode the whole time they're together. To me, it felt like he always stayed a client, just one who paid really well. That interpretation makes sense if you think of Ivan as just a getaway from her actual life. But then why present it as a love story? I think this is why I didn't see it that way initially. Why frame the movie as a love story and a new take on Cinderella if the main point isn't Ivan saving her, but his money? Maybe if they'd sold it differently, it would have been a totally different watch. Ivan and Anora. We don't actually see what Anora thinks of Ivan. If the point is that she sees this trip with him as a way to escape her circumstances, we needed to see more of Anora caring about their relationship, or at least about the trip itself. There are a lot of clips of them having fun and partying, which is okay, but showing only, that makes the audience feel like it's just a week-long party she's been invited to. They could have easily fixed this by showing Anora moving in, or imagining Ivan's house as her own, little shots of her imagining a future there, not just the sex and party scenes. Ivan. This may sound ironic, but I think Ivan's character is actually the most logical, and I don't have anything to say about him. Ivan is a spoiled, selfish party boy who just wants to have a good time and doesn't want to go back to Russia to work for his dad. This description fits everything he does. He shows his selfishness multiple times. For example, when he leaves Anora at his house after she asks for a few more minutes to leave with him, or when he doesn't respond all day because he's out partying. The parents. I was also incredibly disappointed in Ivan's parents. Most of the movie builds up this fear of their arrival. Everyone is terrified of them showing up to take Ivan back to Russia. So I wasn't necessarily expecting the mafia or anything, but I expected them to have more impact than just showing up for 5 minutes, taking Anora and Ivan to Vegas and signing papers. That's all they do. Even when Anora insults the mum, the dad just stands there laughing. I didn't mind that moment itself, but why tease us with their arrival the whole movie if they're only going to have 2 minutes of screen time? Others. I don't really have much to say about Diamond, Igor and the others. They didn't have much character beyond doing their jobs, so yeah, they were okay. Final thoughts and end. Finally, I did like the movie, but it doesn't make sense if you watch it expecting a romantic movie. And even if you watch it knowing what it's actually about, I don't think the people who called it Movie of the Year fully understood it. However, it's still a great watch. Thanks for watching, if anyone is watching this. This is my first time doing an essay video, so if you liked it, let me know in the comments. Also, tell me what you thought of the movie. Thank you again for watching, and good night.